Hi friends, in this we are going to discuss about plant breeding. Coming to the first, we are going to see about introduction of plant breeding. In this, we are going to discuss about one definition of plant breeding, aim, objectives, and scope of plant breeding, and also some of the demerits of plant breeding with respect to mankind for the plants. Coming to the introduction. Man depends on plants for food, cloth, fuel, drugs, and construction of materials. For anything to survive, man, the plants are needed. And its breeding in previously plant breeding is an art practiced by untrained people uh, based on usual selections on trial and error basis. Like they simply seeing the appearance of the plant, they are going for selection. Selection is also one type of plant breeding method. And plant breeding is an art and science of improving genetic pattern of plants in relation to their economic use. And it is a science, it uses knowledge and technique from many sciences. Because in this plant breeding, it uses knowledge and technique from many different disciplines we are going to use for this science in plant breeding. And we know that plant breeding it's art before discovery of Mendelism. After discovery of Mendelism, as we know that laws of Mendel's, all those things. After we cannot say that it's art. Plant breeding is only art. It's science and also technology. Coming to we shall discuss in definition of plant breeding. Plant breeding can be defined as an art, a science and technology of improving the genetic makeup of plants in relation to the economic use of the mankind. As I said, the art, it can be done from any person, and it's a science. The plant breeding involves science, and technology. It involves technology means the transfer of genes or transfer of genes from one parent to another parent, progeny, one line to other lines. It requires technology like genetic engineering and biotechnology. All those technologies needed for plant breeding. And other definition we can say that plant breeding is an art and science of improving the heredity of plants for benefit of mankind. Because mainly we concentrate on heredity. Because heredity, we want in plant breeding main objective is to make this particular trait to heritable, means that it should transfer from the parents to progeny. And plant breeding deals with the genetic improvement of crop plants, so also known as science of crop improvement. Science of changing and improving heredity of plants means we are going to change the heredity of plants, because some of the traits may not be heritable from one parent to the next progeny, but we are making changes and improving heredity which are required for humankind. What the aim of the plant breeding? Plant breeding aims to improve the genetic characters of plants so that they become more desirable agronomically and economically. As we mentioned, that agronomically means we can easily cultivate. Cultural practices should be desirable, that can be easily done agronomical practices, and economically feasible. And specific objectives may vary greatly, depends on the crops under consideration, because some of the crops require some of different objectives, like some of the crops in like carrot, we required a large size of the carrot, length of the root, but in some species we don't want the length of the root should be increased. If the floral part or any vegetative parts are important for that crop, we need vegetative parts should be more of a kind, more quantity than roots. Objectives of plant breeding. What are the objectives of plant breeding? First and foremost is the higher yield. One one should wants more yield from the crops. Improved quality, if the quality is improved or high quality, then only for the consumers will prefer, and we can export for others. Abiotic resistance, as we know that abiotic resistance means high temperature, drought tolerance, and other adverse climatic conditions it should withstand. For this we can say as abiotic stress resistance, abiotic resistance. Biotic resistance, like pest and disease, some of the crops are susceptible to some of the disease and susceptible for pest, so it should be resistance. Change in maturity and earliness, if we get the plant, if we made the plant, if with the help of plant breeding if we get one variety as its early maturity, and it should be very helpful for the farmers to get early yield and for to send to market early, and also it saves a lot of money, like fertilizer applications or any chemicals, pesticides, insecticides. It going to save the money. And determinate growth, it should be growth should be determined, like it should not spread like anything we cannot maintain. Growth should be determined. Dormancy, in adverse conditions, climatic condition, it should be at dormant condition so that we can use afterwards. Desirable agronomic characteristics, elimination of toxic substances. Some of the crops contain toxic substances that should be removed from that crops, like aflatoxin in the groundnut, and some of the HCN, hydrogen cyanide in sorghum in the early growth stages. So that should be removed. It shouldn't cause any problem for any of the animals. If early stage of sorghum, if some of the goats or any other eats, then the death of those animals may take place because of hydrogen cyanide content. Non-shattering characteristics, it should not shatter. Synchronous maturity, one of the important is that synchronous maturity. Every plant in the population in the field should be mature at the same time, so that if it's not synchronous, we have to harvest every day. It's of a laborious cumbersome. Photo and thermo insensitive, high wider adaptability, it should be adaptable to wide range of environmental conditions. And photo and thermo sensitive, if there is a less sunlight or more sunlight, if more temperature, less temperature, it should be sensitive. Varieties for new seasons means that if some of the varieties are not grown in particular season, we should make them as to grow in that season. If some of the crops are not grown in winter season, we may develop varieties which are suitable for winter season. Scope of plant breeding, molecular biology and application of biotechnology, pharmaceuticals produced by genes, antithrombin protein. These are scopes. Future scope, molecular biology is one of the important branch which will help for transfer of genes, mapping of genes, chromosome mapping, overall molecular level genes, editing technology. This all comes in molecular biology. Those are applications of biotechnology. Undesirable reduced diversity. If synchronous matching, maturity, all those things are happens, we are going to search for only one of the best traits, best lines. There will be a reduction of diversity. Why that? Many pests may attack. If one of the pest or disease attacks, a whole population will be destroyed. Narrow genetic base, as I said. Danger of uniformity, as I said. Undesirable combinations. If you transfer any of the genes, many undesirable combinations may occur. Increased susceptibility to minor pest disease, as I said. Reduced diversity, narrow genetic base. These are all causes causes the destruction of pest, increases susceptibility to minor pest and diseases. Thank you. Please subscribe our channel.